Lumion acknowledged her traveling companion today. You dang right she did. And that Lumion, that LA Naya, that is how you make an intro scene. That ain't easy. I don't got nothing Christmassy on the soundboard besides the fight before Christmas music. So play something Christmassy. It's Christmas and okay, you can do it. You got it. Okay. Also, no, hold on. Don't play that. Make sure it's copyright free. Okay, that's much better. All right. And I'm gonna turn this away, and then I'm gonna prepare to link it. Let me get you down here real quick. All right. Head on. We gotta get through this recording quick because it is hot. It is Christmas in it's Christmas in July. That wasn't. Keep that music playing. Goodness gracious. That part wasn't a part of the bit. I just coughed. It happens. It is what it is. But most notably, good day, good people. Merry Christmas in July to you. It is July 25th, and it's Christmas. Christmas in July. And so, I thought to myself, what could we do during preseason? I'm going to tell you, this is going to be, one of the, I don't know about wildest, but I think it might be the wildest preseason episode we've had in a while, because as I took a step, I was like, alright, let me just go through everything, let me try and think about all the franchises that we've played, and then I'm like, let's put together the 12 days of Christmas. And I was like, as soon as I can't come up with anybody, I'll go to some other franchise and I'll go all the way around until we fill out all 12 days. So let me go through my mindset. To start off, we have the 12 drummers drumming, Ibuki, who, you know, is very musical. I'm pretty sure at some point she's probably played the drums. Even though I know she's more of a guitarist, she probably, you know, sat down and she probably rocked out a little bit. We got Kanji. Kanji, who was, I guess specifically Kanji, who was, in the Persona 4, scene where they play at Junas. Kanji was the drummer. Ito, look, that man's, he just looks at you, you better believe he's out here drumming. We got Reiko and Alice, because, you know, bongos, and Alice actually plays the drums. Chiaki's definitely played some rhythm games with drums. Gaming is probably, you know, hit a beat a little bit while he's dancing, and then I ran out of people. Did not have many drummers on the brain anymore, so that led me to go all around to do some thinking here. So I went all the way back. Y'all remember the Powerpuff Girls? Oh look, there was this one episode of the Powerpuff Girls that actually sticks in my mind, where they were fighting this mime, right? And the mime was taking all the color from Townsville, right? And then like it even got to the Powerpuff Girls, but it didn't get to Bubbles, and then they played the song to get the color back, right? And that song, Bubbles was playing the drums. So that's why she's here. We got Animal, who just plays the drums. Patrick Starr, let me talk to you. Patrick played those drums. You even see it in the GIF right there. You better believe. Cause it's sweet, sweet, sweet victory. That's what Patrick's there for, you know? Benson from regular show, he's a master of the drums. And then Gwen, Spider, the Spider Girl. Spider Gwen out here, she plays the drums, and you see the movie. That takes us to 11 pipers piping, and I did not really know, so I said, hey, let's get to anybody who uses a pipe, deals with pipes, or uses a piping bag to decorate cakes, which gives us our first 3 with Mahiru, Teru, and Kurumi. I'm sure in their vast experimentation with foods, they probably, used a piping bag. So I was like, you know what? Let's put everybody's 2 favorite chefs, Ima and Kako, together. Welcome to your homies. We got Mario and Luigi, canonical plumbers. We got Mai, who's a canonical baker, has done plenty of piping, I'm sure. Mizuki, who uses a pipe to attack people. Escoffier, who is a chef, so, she's definitely dealt with a pipe, an icing bag or 2. And then Skull uses a pipe. So, I mean, like, that wasn't so, this was way easier than the other one. And I think this will keep going. to get easier. For some reason, 12 drummers drumming was just wild. 10 lords a leaping. I immediately went to Fire Emblem and said, just give me a whole bunch of the lords from Fire Emblem. I got Chrom, we got Diamant, we got Alchrist. Those two boys I haven't thought about in a long time. We got Marth, we got Dimitri, Claude, Edelgard. We've got, based on the same, like, royalty going up, I was like, Sonya will potentially one day go from princess to lord like Edelgard, perhaps. Gundam is the supreme overlord of ice, and Angie is just here for her lord, Atua. And now we go to 9 ladies dancing, and boy do we got some dancers out here. We got Crazy Yoko Extra Large and Crazy Yoko, because how could we not? And speaking of how could we not, Burnus, go! Olivia, dancer from Fire Emblem. This is Gwynifin. That sounds about right. I call her Gwyn, Gwyn. That's Gwyn to me. She's from Star Rail, I think. But as I looked it up, I went to a Reddit post and I was like, let me get a little Star Rail representation. Then I went down, there's actual Star Rail characters that I know. And they were like, who do you think would be the best dancer? I think the most upvotes was for this character. So she in here. We got Iris, Amame, and Kizzy, a little dancer trio. They like to dance. And then we got Elia, who is from a game that she's really not allowed to be here usually in the Hunger Games. But I'll tell you what, we have not beaten her game yet. We are currently playing it on Saturdays, but she is a dancer. She is known as the Fervent Dancer, and I feel like it would be a shame if we didn't sneak her in here, so welcome in, Elia, as we keep going. I'm not going to explain this one, but it is 8 Maids of Milking. It's not too hard to get. I'm just going to read the names. If you don't understand, I'll explain when you're older. We got Hiroko, we got Timido from Honkai the Third. We got Raiden Shogun, we got Grace from Zenless Zone Zero, Himiko from not Danganronpa, absolutely not in this category. We got Himiko from Star Rail. We got Sherazard from Trails in the Sky. We got Miss Maiko from Tokyo Mirage Sessions, who technically isn't also allowed to be here, but she's here today. And we got Camilla. I'm not gonna explain this category to you, but I'll explain the next one because we got 7 Swans of Swimming. And this is a bunch of people who have, I guess, are related to swimming, I suppose. Like Hina and Yuta. Or water, like Mona and Azura and Farina and Tsubasa, who is actually a pretty good swimmer, and Pilot, who swims all the time. Even though, you know, as I put Pilot here, I was like, you could have definitely been 2 turtle doves, but I'll figure something out. He actually looked over at me. I was like, that's me. Good for him. You know what? I call him a dummy all the time, but he's smart sometimes. 6 geese laying. People who have either like got a bird motif, or I'll explain the last 2 momentarily. Let's start off with our birds. We got Bird Mom. I'm not calling her anything other than Bird Mom. We got Makoto, who I think was called either a swan or a geese. He might have, I don't remember, a goose. I don't remember. I think it might have been swan. Or peacock, perhaps? I don't remember. But he was referred to as a bird by Sayaka. We also have L.A. Naya. She's out here stealing a bunch of eggs. She just did that this Wednesday. Yoshi. Man's no, you know Yoshi and the eggs. I don't need to say a word. And then I was like, I can't think of anything else that's geese or bird related in terms of like who would be laying things. And then I looked over and I said, oh, well, maybe we'll focus on laying, and these 2 characters are well known for lounging and laying about. We're talking about Shilonen, and we're talking about Vivia, and that brings us to 5 golden rings. And these boys all got a ring or collect rings, more so collecting rings for Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Rantaro, Fuyiko, Alhaitham, and Adventuring all have rings on their fingers. We got 4 calling birds. These are 4 characters that are, they do a whole bunch of calls, take a bunch of calls. And we're starting with Nicole. We're calling her, or rather, a lot of people are calling her to get their debt, to reclaim their debts, or cash in on them. We got Boss, who's always calling Date, always calling around, always calling somebody to cash in on a favor or some blackmail. We got Togami, who's always busy on the phone. And then I thought to myself, Big Junko's literally on a phone. That makes sense. So, you know, that's why she's here. 3 French hens. I was like, look, just take me to Fontaine and give me 3 characters. We got Nouvelette, Charlotte, and Navia. At this point, I was like, all right, I've been at this for a long time. We gotta get this episode recorded. We got Mikan and Kurumi from Rain Code for 2 turtle doves. just because, you know, personality-wise, at least at the start for Kurumi especially, I think goes along with Turtle Doves. And I thought to myself, which characters are related to trees? And I came up with two, and I wanted to put them both in here, but I gave it to Nahida, because her history with the tree, you know, that also, you know, I'm also thinking about Kana right now. Look, two small homies with tree things that'll make you cry. It's whatever, but that is our cast for today, so let me know. First of all, let me play the regular music, because right now I don't hear anything. Thank you. It is, as I said, Christmas in July. That's why this hat is on, and it will be off as soon as this episode ends, and it will not be back on until December. But let me know, what's your favorite grouping here, and I will also ask you to pick first, second, third. I'm gonna pull up your comments from last time, because I do believe there were answers that I wanted to hear. As I said, tomorrow is OC Revolution. We'll probably end with the OC Revolution music, which will be great. Last episode, what did I ask you guys last episode? Did I ask anything? I might have asked anything. It was a rumble. I think I might have asked you guys numbers. No, I did ask you an actual thing. It was Genshin related. Sharky in the Water, who says, I've been waiting to beat Cherry, which is hilarious. The battle for the crown never stops. I asked about the vision and region you would think you would be from. Glove Boy relates most to Cryo, which is nice. A little frosty, we like that. Jag said, Region Fontaine is my favorite due to the story and the music and the character, so pretty much everything. Vision, though, would be Pyro. Kat, who says Genshin Sona would live in Fontaine because I went to France last year for a road trip and it was pretty great. I'd also get a whole new experience underwater just from being a Vision Bear, and that Vision, I'm sorry, according to the trends people have noticed with the Vision motivations, Cryo fits me the most because I always want to prove myself. Prove yourself. We like to see it, and of course Kuzu, who went along the lines of, I would love to live in Sumeru because it's mostly really cozy. I was gonna say there are a lot of Fontaine fans. As for my visions, I would definitely say Hydro because of this current time of the year. Who wouldn't want to bask in the water whenever you want? That, you know what? That's fair. I suppose that is fair. That, the comments from this last time, that you know what? I feel like I should ask you something like Christmas in July related. I guess we do have people from both the northern and southern hemisphere. But not everybody celebrates Christmas, so we're gonna stick to the song here. In fact, let's just keep with your grouping. What's your favorite group here today, and who's your favorite character from that group? I will. And then who's your favorite character overall? Just, you know, in case you have like one favorite character who's here, but you also see a group that you're like, okay, this group kind of is fantastic. I'll give you my two as well. I think my favorite group here is 8, and I'm not going to explain why. My favorite character from that group, that's a good question. It might be Charizard. It might be Charizard. It may be. I think that might be the answer, actually. Out of all these characters. In terms of story, if I'm talking about not story, I'm gonna pick Grace for reasons. 8 maids of milking. Favorite character overall here? That one's way tougher. I don't know. I mean, Gundam's here, so that's like an easy pick, but I'm gonna try and not pick a Danganronpa character. But it might be Gundam. Is it? It might be. It may be, actually. I do like Shilonen. I do like Vivia. Of this whole group, though, I do like Adventurine. Adventurine's pretty cool. Kurumi's a good shot. I think I'm gonna take Shilonen. I'm gonna take Shilonen. I think she's just my favorite overall. Just in terms of aesthetic and character. She's pretty dope. She's pretty cool. And she's rollerblading, and I think that's awesome. Those are my picks. This might be a longer episode, so let's get this episode on the road. And you know, there's only one reason or only one way to go about doing that, and that is to Turnip Boy! Oh dang, none of your people are in this game. That's kind of crazy. Anywho, Turnip Boy, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. This is a special edition. And I know on this tag, I don't know if it tells me what number out of what number it is. But there are only a certain number of these made. So, whatever the last digit is, that is how many times we'll resimulate it. If it's 0, we'll go to the next to last digit. Until we go all the way up. But I don't think it's more than 1,000. Let's find out. Is it on the bottom or is it on the tag? It is on the tag. Okay. It is more than 1,000, just barely though. There were 1,047 of these made. Hello? There we go. You can probably see it there. And that, it means we're resimulating 7 times. You know, I'm so glad I didn't say the last 2 digits. I learned from the Pokemon incident. I learned, y'all. I'm a learner. Here, not 1 time, not 2 times, not 3 times, not 4, not 5, not 6, but for this Christmas in July episode. And once again, in the description, the OC submissions for this coming season are now open, so get them ready, and most importantly, get ready for this episode to start, because we're resimulating 7 times. I don't actually know how many people are in this episode. It's a future me problem. For right now, the me problem is proceeding, and as we do such, the tribute sound their podiums. The horn. It does sound. Not just one of them, but many of them. In fact, all of them. The horns are all sounding. Horn bearers, horn bearers, horn bearers. Yeah, look at them go. You love to see it. That being said, we must go on and start this episode, because it is actually a pretty big one. As Mikon finds a teleporter and teleports to the Despair Dimension, sparks the question of who would build a teleporter to the Despair Dimension. Diamant runs away from the cornucopia. Escoffier brings one of the weapons Nicole's picked up. Begs for it. She feels bad and reluctantly gives it to Escoffier. Gundam, Sonic, Benson, and Ibuki are staring each other down. If this quartet contains the champion and the agent of chaos, chaos reigns, and I do need to make sure that I have this up, because remember, the top 2 will be going on to the premiere. There's a large chance that it's 2 non-Danganronpa characters. It is a big old will that actually be the case. We'll find out together. Together, as the beat goes on. Excellent. Alright. Chiaki takes a spear from inside of the cornucopia. Aventurine grabs a kitchen knife and stabs Raiden. Raiden's the first one out of this. Kanji runs away from the cornucopia. Nouvellette runs away as well. Mona grabs a honey glazed ham. Delicious. And she gets it for free. Kurumi gets down on one knee and proposes to Ito. Ito laughs at Kurumi and continues. Okay, Ito continues to do so as she leaves the arena. Ito, how could you? As he leaves earlier, rather. Yoshi is now Wizard Yoshi. Who would have thunk? Navia grabs 2 swords and spins rapidly on the spot, cleaving through Luigi, Rantaro, and Charlie, all gone. Pilot refuses to fall into despair. That's my boy. Olivia finds a torn photo of Mai with the word friend scribbled on the back. Mai, who's been dilly and dallying on her essay that's due by the end of the episode. Will she ever finish it? We will see. Trying not to get killed. Farina finds Bird Mom hiding in the cornucopia, but Bird Mom kills her. Farina out of here, and that's gonna upset Minnie, because we know Farina's a big old fan favorite yonder these parts. But she ain't gonna win this thing today. Makoto runs away from the cornucopia. Alhaitham and Big Junko are resurrected by the Lich King to kill other tributes. Kako stabs Grace while her back is turned. Kako, how dare you? Yuta runs away from the cornucopia. Hina also runs away from the cornucopia. Togami sees a live landmine stashed away in the supplies. He tries to avoid it, but Boss comes charging in, tackles him into the mine, blowing them both up. And I think you guys are tag teams together, which is kind of crazy. Marth can't remember who they are. Vivia tries to help him remember. Crazy Yoko Extra Large runs away from the cornucopia. Himiko, Azura rather, and Hirako get into a fight. Himiko triumphantly kills them both. Well, good honor. Kurumi runs away from the cornucopia. Timido brought a tray of freshly baked cookies, rather. Bernice doesn't get any, though? How could you? Guen runs away with a lighter and some rope. Tsubasa strangles Gwen with a rope. Jeez Louise, Edelgard, and Animal make a secret pact to work together. Claude, Reiko, Gaming, and Emo share everything they gather before running off. Lumion runs away from the cornucopia. Alice seals Nahida in an explosive barrel, rolls it over to Camilla, then shoots at Camilla, dies in the explosion, but somehow Nahida's okay. She's like, fascinating. How did you achieve that? Kizzy steps off her podium too soon, blows up. Teru ignores the opening ceremony and plays video games with Shilonen instead. She's probably asleep. Sonya tries to explain to Monokuma that there's been a mistake, that she's not supposed to be here. Iris runs away rather from the cornucopia. Maiko, missing Maiko, runs away as well. Elia runs away from the cornucopia. Fuyuko snaps Patrick's neck. Goodness gracious. Shara runs away from the cornucopia. Crazy Yoko finds a canteen full of water. Mizuki strangles Bubbles with a rope. Goodness gracious. Alcris runs away from the cornucopia. Mario strangles Angie after engaging in a fistfight. Amame forces Dimitri to start singing, "Please give me wings." Skull runs away from the cornucopia, and Crom grabs a honey glazed ham. We are all the way now to day 1 as Vivia's freeze ray doesn't stop time. I'm sorry, it does stop time, but it is an ice beam. That's too big Junko for his taste. Himiko thinks it's too dang hot. Yes, she is. Maiko's trap kills Mahiru. Nahida finds a yeet ball. Nouvelette eats cheese puffs. Amame washes her hands in the river. Alcris declares his support for Leontourage. This summons Genocide Jack, who uses her scissors to dismember Alcris. Oh. Poor lad. Crom asks Avi if he can be in the World Pancake Championship. Avi says yes. I guess I say yes. Alright, Crom. I guess I am we AVs, we love the Croms. We're part of the Crom Rads. You better believe we are. Alright. Put him in there, Crom. Crom out here. Good for the lad. As I still need this. Tsubasa sees completely pale Teru washed ashore, unmoving, revives him with CPR. Teru was probably wishing that he, that she didn't stop. Pilot gets drenched in honey and is unfortunately he's allergic and dies. Look, Pilot, I understand that, man. I feel like I'm allergic to it now too. Edelgard stabs Emo while his back is turned. Kako's not gonna like that. Shilonen used their special attack on Kako. Well, I think Kako's actually dead because the Mega Destruction Ball of Darkness and Destruction and Knuckles. There's nothing left of Kaku. The twins are gone back to back. Alitham freaks out completely upon seeing a painting of dogs playing poker. Lumion and Benson enter a rebuttal showdown. Sonic, Iris, Animal, and Claude make up the Alpha team. Sonic's the confident yet dorky leader. Fits. Iris is the explosives expert who doesn't think before she speaks. Fair. Animal's the transportation expert who thinks he knows better. Fair. And Claude is the sharpshooter who thinks that sarcasm is a personality trait. This group, they fit, don't they? Crazy Yoko Extra Large, rather. Her phone rings. There's no caller ID when she picks it up. It's Mikon on the other line insulting her. Adventurine bashes the TV head. Oh yeah, man. Escoffier throws a knife into Yoshi's chest. Karume! Yeah. Diamant encounters a fruit bat who immediately takes a liking to him. Ito, Shara, Dimitri, Skull, Bernice, and Gundam are all forced to play the majority game. However, Gundam, the Supreme Overlord of Ice, received the most votes, but he was the sacrifice, so everyone else got executed. He chooses Bernice not to be executed. Hum pum pum pum. Ba-da-da-dum pum 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 pum. Pum 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 pum. And you know why? Cause he wanted to get down with Bernice too. He's like, Bernice. He's like, Bernice, go. And I'm here for that. Thank you, Gundam. We will proceed though. As Navi eats cheese puffs, she deserves them. Bird Mom is the best in the world, maybe the best bird mom in the world. It started when an alien device would have did. She's now Hina 10. Kurumi forces Mai to kill Makoto or Mizuki. She decides to kill Mizuki. A Piper is out of here. Mona starts writing her novel. Will she ever finish it? Reiko beats Sonya with a ladder. Alice, Fuyiko, and Mario get a scrum debate with Olivia, Timido, and Gaming there over who deserves a title shot next in the AWE. Hey, it's AV Mania season, so you know. Might want to think about that. Ilya thinks it's too dang hot. Yeah. Ibuki attempts to strangle Crazy Yoko, but awkwardly ends up massaging her shoulders. Guen and Kanji insult each other relentlessly after getting into a bloody fight. Yuta embraces the power of positivity. Chiaki is in the wrong Hunger Games show. Mars places a bomb next to a river to explode some fish, and Nicole accidentally steps on a landmine and girl is gone. Rest in peace to her. And that brings us to... Oh! Well, you know what? I did say AV Mania was right around the corner, didn't I? So, you know? I forced everybody here to help me. I was like, think about that title match while you're helping set up the new AV Mania stage, baby. As Maiko trips and falls all the way down the ramp, crashes into the steel steps, doesn't get back up. Amame, Lumion, and Teruto help push the giant Statue of Liberty into position. Nuvalet dies the ring ropes red, white, and blue. Mai and Reiko set up the announcer's table. Crazy Yoko and Fuyiko and Chiaki help push that giant Statue of Liberty into place as well. Benson helps configure the Titantron. Kurumi dies the ropes. Kram, Navia, Ilya, and Guen help move the giant Statue of Liberty, but it falls over, crushing all of them. Himiko and Timido has her in a sleeper hold. This isn't even a submission match. Himiko doesn't let go until Timido draws her final breath. Goodness gracious. Edelgard helps configure the Titantron with Bird Mom as Hina, Kurumi, and Diamant help lift up that Statue of Liberty back into position. Olivia and Bernice set up the announcer's table. Sonya viciously slams Animal, bam, Crazy Extra Large, bam, and Irish, wham bam, through separate tables, leaving them all motionless. Mario sets up chairs for the audience. Marth helps configure the Titantron. Mona helps configure the Titantron with him. Nahida dies the ropes. Ibuki falls from atop the Titantron. There she goes. Curse Splat. Aventurine and Big Junko are walking the tight ropes like, ring ropes like tight ropes rather. Shilonen bounces off the ropes, probably getting tired, saying, oh, I'm gonna take a nap here, causing them to both fall, breaking their necks. Kanji and Makoto set up chairs for the audience with Yuta. Alice, Tsubasa, Mikan, and I'll hate them, so help to move that giant Statue of Liberty, but it falls over on them again, crushing them. Gundam viciously slams Gaming, Vivia, and Sonic through separate tables, wham bam bam, laying them all motionless. Claude falls from atop the Titantron, and Escoffier helps configure that Titantron. We lost a lot. Luigi, his image is apparently gone now, but most notably, it is a Claire de Lune for the first time in this episode 4. Raiden, Luigi, Rantaro, Charlie, Farina, Grace, Togami, Boss, Azura, Hirako, Gwen, Camilla, Kizzy, Patrick, Bubbles, Angie, Mahiru, Alchrist, Pilot, Ima, Kako, Yoshi, Ito, Shara, Dimitri, Skull, Mizuki, Nicole, Maiko, Krom, Navia, Ilya, Guen, Timido, Animal, Crazy Yoko Extra Large, Iris, Ibuki, Aventurine, Big Junko, Alice, Tsubasa, Mikan, Alhaitham, Gaming, Vivia, Sonic, Claude. I was 48 out of... I'll keep it a buck with you. That's probably more than half. Yeah, we got 30 left. So just like that, what I thought was about to be a longer game has probably turned into what will be about a normal game. Let me see if any of these, like, any of these higher ones especially are out. Like, we're just down to 3 of the 12 drummers drumming. The pipers are still piping pretty well. They still got 5 left. The lords are still leaping. They also have 5 left. Ladies still dancing. They still got a little party. They got 4 left. The maids are not a milking. It's just Himiko. Oh, no. You hate to see that. The swans still swimming just barely. They got the top row of Hina, Yuta, and Mona. The geese are still laying eggs. Shilonen, LA Knight, Makoto, and Bird Mom. There's only 1 golden ring in Fuyiko. No calling birds. 1 French hen in Nuvalet. 1 turtle dove. And we still have their partridge in the pear tree. I think that's how we have to continue going through this game. We have to sing it from the top. On the 12th day of, or I guess on the first day of fallen tributes, this is what we see. 4 drummers drumming. Chiaki's still alive too. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we'll do next time as we proceed. 30 competitors left. How will this all play out? Let's find out. Let's proceed. Let us see. Let us leave. Night 1. You ever just want to go feral? Well, Reiko did, and now Escoffier is dead because of it. Yeah, I could see Reiko wanting to go feral. I'm gonna be real with you. Yuta dyes his hair red. Like red or ginger red. Either way, I don't think it's a good look for him. Kanji goes to the dog shelter and lets all the dogs out. It was he who's done it. It was he who let the dogs out. How could he? Crazy Yoko finds an etch-a-sketch somehow after a few hours, creates a masterpiece. Mars reminisces about the year of the aviator. It was a simpler time. Diamant sends Shilona into jail for mule-like behavior. Surprising. Benson and Mona settled their dispute over Innocent's game of rock, paper, scissors. I don't know who would win. I think it would be Mona. She could scry the future. But Benson, you know, it's a clever guy. Fuyiko, Makoto, and Kurumi get into a fight. Fuyiko triumphantly kills the both of them. Rest in peace to Kurumi. Edelgard and Nouvellette vow to protect each other. Interesting duo there. Himiko puts her trust in Olivia, allows her to fall backwards. Olivia catches her. Himiko says that she trusts Olivia with her life. Bernice's allergies keep her up all night. Amame, Hina, Sonia, and Kurumi play a friendly game of Uno, not to the death, which Sonia wins. Chiaki sits down at Birdman's yo, you need anything, ma'am? Bird Mom's camp sings an apology song to her with her ukulele. Gundam and Mai start prepping for spooky month by doing the spooky dance. Lumion finds the virus in the simulator and is killed by it, which we know is not a death event, but I wonder why. Mario gets distracted and Nahida respects Teru. She doesn't love him, but she does respect him. Probably respects his cooking ability, and that's about it. We will proceed, though, to day 2. As Fuyuko embraces spring, it's summer, and plants roses outside of his camp. Lumion acknowledged her traveling companion today. You're dang right she did. And that Lumion, that L.A. Naya, that is how you make an intro scene. Chiaki cleans her kitchen with a new kitchen gun. Himiko tells Gundam that she is a cardboard clone of Himiko created by Avi. I'm gonna be real, I'd love to have that cardboard clone. I will risk the paper cuts. Hina dyes her hair gold. Olivia tells Crazy Yoko that she is a cardboard clone of Olivia created by Avi. Nahida and Shilonen make a list of chores for Kurumi to complete. Name a more iconic trio than Mai, Diamant, and Mona. This is a very odd duo. Well, I think it honestly could work out as a nice little trio. Two of them rather serious, but Mona's got her quirkiness. And Mai, you know, she's got her quirkiness as well. I think Diamant's the straight man in this group. Mona's the in-between, and Mai's the silly goof. Avi on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like Benson? He was one of my favorite characters from the regular show. I'd probably put him at about a 7. Which is great because, like, that's just a really solid show. Edelgard, reminisce about season 1. Kanji makes a cardboard, life-size cardboard cutout of freaking Sai. Could have spied Avi. That's why you sucked in your open challenge. Mama can't wait to go Sayaka this game. Burn that cardboard cutout to the ground. Sonia tracks down and kills Reiko. Yuta is not getting rid of his cat, boy, girl, person allegations. Get him some cat ears, folks. Teru goes nya to annoy Mario. Hold on, maybe we need Teru to get the cat ears. Anywho, I forced Nouvellette to work at Avi's wares and despairs. I don't know how I got him to do that, but he sure agreed. Marth and Birdmom thinks there's a great opportunity to score free food from him. Wouldn't think Marth would do that, but you know, Birdmom might. Bernice wakes up from a long nap. We only lost 4. We're down to 26 after this. Claire de Lune, 4. Escoffier. Makoto. Kurumi. Reiko. And on the second day of fallen tributes, this is what we see. 3 drummers drumming, 4 pipers piping, 5 lords a leaping, 4 ladies dancing, 1 maid a milking, 3 swans a swimming, 3 geese a laying, 1 golden ring. No calling birds, 1 French hen, no turtle doves, and we still have the partridge in the pear tree. which means we must go on. 26 people remaining, and we gotta go. We gotta keep on keeping on. We gotta keep on schmoving. We're still not technically at a standard-sized game. And Bernice says, forget that music. I want to vibe out to this instead. She plays the secret achievement music. That's not the secret achievement music, but this is. She's got it now. You ever get ready to like vibe to a song and then all of a sudden a different song plays? That's what just happened to me, and it hurt me immensely. Benson finds an Etch-a-Sketch, shows Chiaki the portrait made for her. Chiaki loves it and kisses Benson on the forehead. His glass dome, I suppose. Lumion challenges Teruteru to a dance-off. Teruteru dominates. Hina gets infected with a spare disease. She starts clinging to Shilonen. Mai hops into a inflatable cauldron, making jokes about how she's allergic to food. She might have a problem. Nouvelette grabs a dumbbell and starts working out. Nouvelette's about to get buff out here. Bird Mom dyes her hair green. You kind of have some green highlights already. They're kind of like seafoam green, essentially, but I don't think much changes in that regard. Edelgard develops an irrational fear of Diamant after having a nightmare about him. He is a really nice guy, but if you get on his bad side, you might want to have some nightmares, to be honest. Miko relaxes by her campfire. Yuta commits tax evasion. Olivia enjoys some mozzarella sticks with Martha. Delicious. Mario, Amame, Sonia, Nahida. Long ago, the 4 tributes lived in harmony, and then everything changed when the Death Archon attacked. Nahida. How lore accurate, to our lore actually. Kurumi is gonna need a lot of therapy after this Hunger Games. Gundam finds a stereo and presses to play. It plays some sick beats and is playing this song. Boom, boom, ba-da-da-dum, boom, ba-da-da-dum, boom, 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 boom. Mona thinks that she's the protagonist in actuality. Crazy Yoko is the protagonist, and Mona's just a quirky comic relief character. I thought that was Mai's role in their throuple. If Fuyiko is the Agent of Chaos and their target champion's alive, there is no target champion and there is no Agent of Chaos right now. Kanji's bitten rather and killed by a black mom, but you know exactly whose fault this is. You know what? For just this one moment, the snakes are okay because Kanji did make a life-size cardboard cutout of freaking Sayaka, so snakes go and go munch away on him. Get your fill. Nahida's not crying, she's sweating from her eyes. Nah, she's crying, she's a baby. Martha baby! Diamond finds the left half of Mai's body, that's not good. Teruteru does a sick kickflip but fails a landing, falls flat on his face. Bernice holds Mona's head underwater, but Mona grabs her and pulls her into the lake with her. Both triplets are unable to kill one another, even though Mona's really in her element, to be honest. She could just sprint and she'd just be on top of the water, you know what I mean? So they simply swim away. Bird Mom gets her hand stuck in a can of Pringles saying, who invented this stupid contraption? My hand's stuck now. Lumion hasn't been the same since the honey dice gag. Me neither, Lumion. Me neither. Olivia asks Chiaki, I'm sorry, if everything is okay. Are you alright? Kurumi reminisces about season 3. Yuta works for Avi's wares and despairs, so sick and tired of. I just thought of another drummer character that I could have used, but we'll get past it. I think I just thought of 2 actually. But regardless, he burns it down. Benson, who works there, just brought insurance last week. Yuta screams in agony, me too. Benson, how could you? Edelgard asks Hina, do you think I'm some sort of clown? Hina says, yeah, maybe. Crazy Yoko, Shilonen, and Gundam hold an intervention from my pancake addiction. Surprise, wait, hold on. I show up and say, don't care, didn't ask, plus ratio and leave. Alright, well look. I really like 2 of these characters. And Crazy Yoko is okay in my book now. Himiko seems to be dead, but it's a lie, and Nouvelette accidentally blurts out the fact that he likes Fuyiko in a non-platonic way. Fuyiko says, forget about Peko. Forget about Kazuichi. Accepts the accidental confession wholeheartedly. It's Nouvelette x Fuyiko now. If you ever thought you'd hear that shit, you're crazy. Because I never thought I'd hear it. We lost another 5. That brings us to 21. 9 plus 10 remain. After this, Claire de Lune 4. Mario, Amame, Sonia, Kanji, Mai. That's 2 more Pipers piping. This is mostly people on the upper half, actually. 9 and above, a 9, a 10, 11, 2 11s, and a 12. Which means there's only 1 drummer drumming, 1 drummer drumming, 2 Pipers piping, 4 lords a-leaping, 3 ladies dancing, 1 maid a-milking, 3 swans a-swimming, 3 geese a-laying, 1 golden ring, no calling birds, 1 French hen, 2 turtle doves, and still the partridge in a pear Irminsul. We must continue. We must proceed. Actually, let's, I know how many people are left. I just said it, actually. I don't need to do this. It's 21. We just talked about this. We proceed 11 more into your saving grace picks, and as we do so, Night 3 begins, with Olivia fiercely shaking up a can of soda, pops the tab and blasting Yuta right in the face with it. Oh god. Oh god, there's coke everywhere. It's in his eyes. Bernice edits the description of this video. Benson battles Crazy Yoko in an intense game of rock, paper, scissors. Benson bashes Crazy Yoko's head in with an actual rock. Okay then. Gundam finds a Dark Deva in the arena and befriends it. Oh! Well, hold on a minute. We're getting a lot of canon events in a game that has so many characters that we don't canonically use. Teru submits to activation to join the squad. She alone injures Hina but puts her out of her misery. Rest in peace to Hina. Marth goes to the dog shelter, lets all the dogs out, so it was he who's done it. He is taking Kanji's place. Lumin is getting ready for AV Mania. I don't think you're gonna be there, girl. I'm gonna be real with you. Any chance that Bird Mom and Mona had at friendship is completely destroyed when they're forced to fight over the last slice of pizza. It's a ladder match, baby, and the last slice of pizza is in that briefcase. Is pizza in the bank, baby. And the crust is stuffed. Himiko rests in a fruit tree. Nuvolette shakes the tree to violently to get the fruit, but it causes Himiko to fall to her death, and now there are no maids a milking, and that is the biggest travesty of them all. Nahida locks Edelgard in a coffin, buries her alive, but Edelgard manages to escape. Karumi and Fuyuko take some pictures of the Aurora Borealis before going to sleep for the night, and Diamond strangles Chiaki with a rope. That is... Oh, we're not done. I thought we already went through the day. We got the day right here. As Diamant now has the Omnitrix. When he turns into forearms, is it just a buffer forearms? Gundam wakes up dead. Rating Pistol rates Bird Mom 13 points. Rating Pistol, we want to talk. Because that's incorrect. Lumin dies to her gold, which is pretty much just a darker blonde that she is, I suppose. Or a more intense blonde. Nahida gets her hand stuck in a can of Pringles saying, who did invent this? Surely there's a better way to go about this. Even my tiny hands are stuck in the bottom. Olivia slams Karumi through a table. Teru breaks down and starts weeping for no unknown reason. Nuvolette also cries and now it's raining in the arena. Shilonen smells a rat. Marth and Yuta play tricks on Fuyuko while Bernice steals from his room. Benson becomes spherical. Spherical, well, his head already is. Mona receives a knife from an unknown sponsor for a little stabby. And Edelgard's trapped in that box with a small device that leads to deadly poison every hour. Is she dead? Is she alive? We can only find out if we click proceed, and we will do such right here, right now. And as we do such, I think she is dead, actually, because we have 6 tributes. There's 5 on the screen. So as we scroll down, we'll see. There's a Claire de Lune 4. Crazy Hyoko, Hina, Himiko, Chiaki, Gundam, and a poisoned Edelgard. And once again, everybody now, 7 and up? So we might not have, like, anybody 7 and up except for a drummer drumming, right? We'll see everybody's statuses. We have 1 drummer drumming, 2 pipers piping, 2 lords a leaping, 2 ladies dancing, no maids a milking, 2 swans a swimming, 3 geese a laying, 1 golden ring, no calling birds, 1 French hen, no turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Which day will be the greatest day of Christmas in July? I'm not sure, but we got 15 people left, and as we get through it, I gotta point out that it's almost feast time. Almost feast time indeed. Man, I do wonder what the last day is gonna be. Because you gotta, if it's Nahida, that'd be crazy. She started off on this whole thing alone and she lasted the entire time. We'll proceed. And we'll see Olivia, Shilonen, and Yuta enter a scrum debate with Lumin, Nahida, Fuyuko. What is the worst starter Pokemon? I feel like a lot of people have shifted over to the Chikorita side, which I don't know if I blame people, because, you know, Chikorita is... Marth dies from hypothermia. Benson finds an Etch-a-Sketch and breaks it in frustration. Who kissed him on the forehead? Was it Chiaki? Chiaki's dead now, so you know, maybe it only reminds him of his lost love. Bernice walks into a portal, turns and all her molecules got all rearranged. She's got ghost powers. Mona fires a truth bullet rather at Bird Mom. Bird Mom pulls out an Uno reverse card like the meme lord that she is, causing the truth bullet to change directions, exposes Mona's lies, and pierces her heart. Mona bites the dust. Her heart is exposed. Kurumi and Diamond sing some show tunes together. Nouvellette dyes her hair orange, and Teru's allergies keep him up all night. We are 14. I don't know if that's enough for the feast, but it might be. It is. As the cornucopia is replenished with food, with weapons, with memoirs from the tribute's families as Kurumi, Yuta, and Nahida confront each other, but grab what they need slowly to avoid conflict. Diamond actually stepped on a landmine and he has gone kablooey. Fuyuko shoots an arrow into Shilonen's head and she is gone. Benson overpowers Nouvellette, killing him. Bernie steals Lumine's memories. I'm sorry, her memoirs, not her memories. That's kind of crazy. Olivia steps on a landmine. Bird Mom falls to a frozen lake and drowns, and Teru was killed by the elusive Player 1. And I think that actually brings us down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, because the other 3 died. Let's proceed. Do we go down to 5 after this? As Kurumi freaks out upon seeing a painting of dogs playing poker. Radiant Pistol rates Yuta 84 points. Good draw, good draw. Fuyuko draws Among Us. Among Us. If Nahida is the agent of Chaos and her target champion is still alive, Chaos does reign. Lumine hangs up Mistletoe in the arena, and Bernice performs a fatal air combo, fatal ultra combo rather, on Benson, and he is now gone, and that leaves us now with 6 competitors remaining. And as we proceed, no fancy anything else. It is actually just a Claire de Lune for Martha, Mona, Diamant, Shilonen, Nouvellette, Olivia, Bird Mom, Teru, Benson. There are no drummers drumming. There's still a piper piping. There are no lords a-leaping. There is a lady dancing. There are no maids a-milking. There is a swan a-swimming. There's a single geese a-laying. And with one golden ring, no calling birds, no French hens, no turtle doves, just a partridge in an Irminsul tree. And a chance for you to make some new picks, because it's time for your Saving Grace picks. As you just saw, there are 6 days left, 6 competitors. Everybody's got an equal shot at this point. Let's start at the bottom. There is, on the first day of Christmas in July, a partridge in an Irminsul tree. It is Miss Nahida holding on for hope for herself as she walks into this whole thing alone. We have 5 golden rings, but just 1 is left. He's got on his middle finger, flicking all the competition off. It's Fuyuko. 1 geese a-laying. Well, she's not actually laying any eggs, but she is sure stealing all of them from trees, from lakes, wherever she can find them, and puts her into her infinite pockets. It's L.A. Naya. There is still a swan a-swimming, swinging as far as he can, hoping this time he doesn't explode. Yuta is here, representing swans a-swimming. No maids a-milking, but there is 1 lady dancing, and she dances better than most. She may be the best. It's Bernice, go. Will she dance her way to victory? I don't know, but there's still 1 piper piping in her way, and it is Kurumi. Will Kurumi come up clutch and win tonight for the Pipers piping? Which of these days are you rooting for? First, second, and third, make them in the comments. Make your comment, respond to your comment on your comment, do whatever you gotta do to make your saving grace picks known for first, second, and third. I'm gonna make mine as well. Give me Bernice, go. I got Bernice for first. I'm gonna take golden rings for second. I think Nahida's gonna come close, but so far, so I don't. She's not gonna quite make it. I'm gonna take Kurumi for third. Yeah, I'm gonna take Bernice, Fuyuko, Kurumi. Those are my 3. That's how I'm thinking. That being said, will I jinx those 3? That is the $1 million question. Let's find out together, because it is 6, and it's Nahida, Fuyuko, LA Knight, Yuta, Bernice, and Kurumi. All of them stand here, their resolve strengthened, their hearts of steel, and their determination is strong, iron-willed, nerves of steel, several other metal-themed attributes, and their focus is unfounded. They want those top 2 spots. They want an opportunity at Danganronpa Hunger Games Gold, and they have the same will as that of a samurai woman. Let's do it. Final 6 comes down to now your final 5. Because unable to get a fire going, Yuta, Nahida, and Bernice are forced to huddle together for warmth. Lumine, I had like a sneeze that was repressed just now, and I hated every second of it. Buys a deed to a house. She's like, why do I need a house when I have this teapot? And Kurumi asks Fuyiko, what are you? Fuyiko responds, death, and Kurumi is now gone. And that brings us down to your final 5. It's Yuta, Nahida, Bernice, Lumine, and Fuyiko. Will it end here? It will not, at least not yet. As Lumine wants Avi to give Waffles a chance. That should be a death event. It may be. Yuta immediately wakes up and has pancakes for breakfast, earning him entry into the World Pancake Championship. Yuta man. And as we go on, Nahida declares her support to the entourage. This summons Genocide Jack to use her scissors on Nahida, and Nahida is now dead. As Bernice decides to lend Avi a hand and kills Komodo Dragon and loose in the arena, you love to see it. However, Fuyiko sees this and kills Bernice in a fit of rage. Fuyiko, we now have big boy problems, you and I. We have big boy problems. You can't win this match. I despise you. But that does bring us down now to your final 3, and unless there's an arena event, we are down to your final 3. 3 ladies, all gone. 1 lady remains. A Fuyiko and a Yuta is still in here, and it's a Claire de Lune of terrible turnabouts 4. Kurumi, Nahida, Bernice, go, gone. Are these 3? See everybody's statuses. It is L.A. Knight, Yuta, and Fuyiko. 7 swans of swimming, 6 geese laying, and 5 golden rings. Right in the middle of your 12 days of Christmas, we have 5, 6, and 7. Which day will prove to be the best? I mean, I think everyone kind of like low-key agrees it's 5 golden rings. So Fuyiko should win this thing, actually. But I don't want him to after what he just did. So we will indeed say that it's those 3. They're all commonly like to call in our final 5. Within our final 5, now it's your final 3. Kinda crazies of fate. LA Knight, Yuta, Fuyiko. It could all end in the click of a proceed. Will it all end in a click of a proceed? No, it does not. But Lumine hits Yuta with some sweet chin music, kicks Yuta's head clean off, and that brings us down to Fuyiko because he plays the secret achievement music. And because I don't want you to have what you want, I'm gonna ask you guys who instead. That's how I'm feeling, Fuyiko. That's how I'm feeling right now. Lumine, Fuyiko. It is your top 2, which means we already know who's going on. It's one of these 2, but who will it be? That's what everybody's looking at. That's what everybody's wondering. Who will it be between these 2 to win this game? Fuyiko, L.A. Knight, L.A. Knight, yeah, or Fuyiko. I'm not gonna dilly and dally because, you know, we had a good game. We had a lot of fun surprises, but it's down to a familiar face, and a face that's still low-key familiar, has competed in these games before. But we find out who wins this thing right here, right now, between 5 golden rings and, Lumine was on 6? I think 6 geese laying? That sounds right, because she was picking up the eggs. Between the geese, between the rings, it all ends with Lumine. That's my girl. You get him after what he did. Bernice was just trying to help us out. Give her these Komodos. And Lumine, you know what she does? She strangles Fuyiko after engaging in a fist fight and then steals some Komodo eggs. Hey, after we proceed it is a very, very terrible turnabout for Yuta Fuyuhiko. And do you know what that means? See everybody's statuses right in the middle. Y'all, hit her music. It is the megastar of Teyvat, baby. Everybody knows her name. She's a slayer of dragons in Mondstadt. She is a beater of Tartaglias in Leah. They changed their name specifically to Leah for her. She is a defeater of Archons in Inazuma. She is a savior of Archons and a slayer of false gods in Sumeru. She is the greatest defense attorney ever and a prophecy destroyer in Fontaine. And she is Hope in Natland. And she is your winner of this game, with everybody saying L.A. Knight. Yeah. Anywho, I digress. That is the end of our episode. It is L.A. Knight, 6 geese a laying. You better get those eggs, baby. You're gonna scramble them, you can fry them up, do whatever you want, hard boil them. But L.A. Knight says they're staying in her teapot, in her infinite inventory. L.A. Knight, yeah. Getting first. Fuyuhiko taking second. They will join Alba, Lieutenant Lawrence, Arrow, Sitlali in the preseason roundup to join that Season 18 premiere for the Champion of Champions title. So best on you. Good on you, LA Knight. Yuta was so close in third. Bernice had a fantastic showing in fourth. Nahida in fifth. Lasted so long after being alone with a partridge in a pear tree. Karumi in 6th, Benson 7th, Teruteru 8th, Birdmom 9th, Olivia 10th, Nuvalet 11th. I don't know why we're going past 10th, but I'll put Shilonen in 12th, and maybe that's why, because Shilonen, we love her. Slow scroll through everybody else. We had a fun cast here today. We had a wild cast here today, I suppose. And don't forget, this wild cast started off with a big-time arena event, didn't it? On day one. You never count it out. It was a big old cast of 78 competitors, and it all ended with a little bit of LA Knight. We proceed one more again. Adventuring immediately took out Raiden at the start. We had an arena event. Everyone prepared for AV Mania. You love to see it. And it was great. It was fantastic. But it all ended with Lumine taking a little rope and she said, "Perish." You're killing people over for messing with Komodo dragons. I gotta take their eggs. And so she did, making sure that there's no more Komodos born in this arena. LA Knight, welcome to the Reptile Defense Squad. We love to see it. L.A. Knight. Yeah. Specifically Komodos. Not all reptiles. I'm fine with most reptiles, but you know, Komodos, they gotta go those. Fuyuhiko with 6 KOs, Himiko with 3, Nahida 3, Navio 3, Shilonen 3, Benson 2, Birdmom 2, L.A. Knight 2. Got her 2 at the very end as well. And Sonya with 2, everyone else with 1 or less. And this is the best to worst order of Christmas in July. 12 days of Christmas. 6 geese laying, 5 golden rings, 7 swans a swimming, 9 ladies dancing, a partridge in a pear tree, 11 pipers typing, 12 drummers drumming, 3 French hens, 10 lords a leaping, 8 maids a milking. I think I was off by 1. 2 turtle doves in the same space going down. That's actually really funny. And 4 calling birds, and that is game, set, match. What a show. I hope you guys had a fun time. I had a fun time setting this one up. We'll go back to the reaping. Interesting wild cast, but at the end we still had a Danganronpa character, even though they had like low chances to get the top 2. Fuyuhiko said, nah, I'm making my way back. And then LA Knight said, I've been here before, I got the experience, you better believe I'm gonna take this dub. Congratulations to her, congratulations to Fuyuhiko, and congratulations to you guys for making it to the episode, because remember this, tomorrow is OC Revolution. All of the OC championships will be on the line, both world titles for the OCs and the tag team championships, but don't forget we will also have Amon defending that Fight Forever championship, and March 7th defending hers as well. Excited to see how those two play out. But most notably, nothing. Yeah, no, there is something. Remember, because there will be OC matches at AV Mania. Both OC world titles will be on the line, so keep that in mind. We'll understand soon how those spots will be decided. Let's find out later. Until then, I'm taking off. Dirk Madison, good luck tomorrow. Sunday, be good luck. I am just going to prepare for next week, which I believe will be a Fongon episode set up by XSP. Very thankful for that. Until then, I'm taking off. Toodaloo Flight Crew. As always, thanks for watching. See you at OC Revolution tomorrow.